Hey, what's happening? It's Trader Tim from EminiMind. Just want to do a quick trade recap video for the week. Not a ton of trades yet for the year, which is kind of how I like it to start things a little bit slow. I purposely don't trade the first week of the year, and the second week kind of getting my legs under me, if you will, or kind of getting back into a rhythm. So I had a couple of 15 minutes this week and a couple of retracements. So just wanted to run through those quick and talk about maybe a little bit bigger picture. Today on the 15-minute chart, we had a quick plus 20 points trigger off of the first 15-minute bar. So that was a short off of the open. Get rid of some of this clutter on the chart. All of the well, I guess most of the 15-minute trades from the week. So there were each day we did not fill the gap this week, but they were fairly close. Like today, the close of the 15-minute candle was only about a point above where the close was from yesterday. So, or the low of the 15-minute candle was about a point above where the close was. So, not huge gaps. Today we had a pretty sharp move right off the open, and then a couple of stronger trend days as well. Monday being the most notable, and you can see that one again. Not a huge gap by the time the first 15-minute bar made its high and low, but we still did have a small gap, and then that one took off to the upside and ran. So we talked a little bit about the scenario and the 30-minute high and low in Tuesday's live trading session. So I won't go too much into that, but we'll just run through the 15 minutes first. Today was a plus 20. Yesterday and Tuesday were stop outs. Yesterday's we kind of broke to the downside and then came back into the 30-minute range, and then rallied into the close. But most of the morning session was pretty sideways, and retracement wise yesterday, I ended up with a crossover trade that I'll get to here in just a second. Tuesdays, like I said, Tuesdays was also a stop out. It was a very small first 15-minute candle, and it traded to the downside first, and then we turned around and went to the upside. But see this third candle? This was the first 15-minute bar, and it was so small. Um, we traded to the downside, then we traded to the upside, then we traded back to the downside, then back to the upside. So it was kind of that first hour of the day was a little bit sporadic, and then Mondays was another plus 20 points, and that was pretty strong open to close. If you're going to split up, just one little side note, if you're going to split up your contracts so let's say you're trading two contracts on the 15-minute opening range breakout, I wouldn't take a small target on that one. I would take your plus 20 on the first contract, and then if you want to trail the second one, start trailing it at that point. So that way, you're at least going to get your plus 20 on the first half. And then if you do get a day like Monday where we basically open to close, go from the low of the day to the high of the day, then you can catch, the second half of the day, maybe even like another 20 points at times when you have, I mean, these days aren't super common, maybe 3 or 4% of the of the days out of the year make an actual open to close run like that. But it is a nice way to be able to catch more of that move. But you don't want to take the idea for the 15-minute opening range breakout is to catch the big moves. Today there was a 1 minute down at lows, 1 minute hammer down at lows that I took, and this one we talked about two different ways to trail that trade as well. So the concept just being buying one tick above the high of the hammer, or if you're going to short, one tick below the low of the hammer. This was another possible entry here. And to trail your stop there, you can either trail each candle or you can trail the swings. So if you get in and your stop is below the hammer, then you're just trailing each swing low on the way up. So those are the two approaches. And if you're going to split your contracts, you could do one of each. You could trail each candle on half of the position, and you could trail swings on the second half of the position. And then yesterday, retracement. So I had two crossover trades, one on Tuesday and one yesterday, and they were very similar time as well, time of day. So let me get back to yesterday's quick, and it was right about 20 minutes in. And sometimes you'll notice that the market will act a certain way early in the week, and then you'll see that same pattern again, you know, the next day or basically throughout the entire week. So yesterday's was a short, and that one was here where we had a little micro retracement that crossed over the halfway back long. So you notice on the left chart here, the low to high was the larger halfway back long. And just when I say crossover, I just mean the anchor points cross over from above the 50 to below the 61.8. That one rolled over, didn't get a lot of follow through. It made it to its negative 23% target, stopped to break even, and then that was about it. So not much more than that. Tuesdays went for about the same, a little more than that, I guess. First target plus another point. And then Monday, let's see, counter trend trade at 40 minutes in. So that was 8:09. And counter trend just means going, if the trend in this case Monday was going up, then the counter trend trade was this triple top, this short. So the entry was going against the trend, if you will. This one didn't have a high tick of the day up here, but we had a triple top, and it broke the 61.8 of the long. So the market was going up in longs. It came down, made the triple top, came down, broke the 61.8, broke these two swing lows here. So that short set up 47.51.75, and then that one went for first target, drop the next retracement, start trailing your stop. Again, didn't go. It really only made just the second leg down, or first leg down, if you will. Didn't get any follow through off of that, but a couple of small trades on the retracements. Kind of nice to have a few smaller ones to kind of get back in the groove, and that was really it. So not a super heavy week for trading, but that's all right. Getting back in the groove, a couple of 20-pointers in the 15 minutes. So still a positive week, and we'll be looking to do it again next week as things keep picking up. Just a quick note on the daily chart, we are up here at the, I guess you call it double top here. I drew up this retracement just more for an intraday reference that we're coming down to now, 47.76. If we look at the swing low back here, we broke that end of last week. So we were going up in higher highs and higher lows. We made a higher high here, and then this swing low broke the swing low back here. So this is technically a lower low. We haven't solidified this as a as the absolute lower high at this point. It's essentially a double top. We can see that, but if we come down and break this swing low again, then that solidifies this as the lower high, and you have a very more defined downtrend. What's sort of happening here, though, is since we've moved up so strongly, you can see a little bit better on a weekly chart. We almost it's more like a bull flag if you kind of have this as the consolidation, kind of including the last couple of weeks between the week between Christmas and New Year's, kind of the end of last year and the start of this year. We're more so going sideways, and so I'm not getting overly bearish. I didn't buy puts yet. I'm getting more interested in that, but just kind of feeling out what's the tone for the start of the year. Do we completely change trend from the end of last year? And that vibe isn't being sent out. We're slowing down a little bit, but the up move, we sold off, broke the swing low here, and then look at the up move on that was Monday. Super strong rally. So we'll see how we react at this 50% retracement here. If we bounce off it tomorrow and going into next week, Monday will be a holiday, so I really don't like putting on an option position on a Friday, let alone a Friday with a 3-day weekend. So more than likely, we'll come in next week, do the Tuesday live trading session, and we can talk about the daily chart and buying puts then if it ends up setting up later next week or the week after. So hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.